Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment, and get ready for this little bombshell and nugget, because Rings of Power, oh baby, it's back. Morfydd Clark, the actress who portrayed Warrior Gladriel, has come out to basically say, yeah, I'm with the fans now. That's right. There's a whole article here bounding, and we're gonna look at it because it just shows you these people don't know what they're talking about, what they're doing, and how full of shit they are. So, so after previously telling critics to shut the fuck up, the Rings of Power actress Morfydd Clark now says, if I was on the other side, I'd also be feeling like that. That's right. Wait till you hear this crap. So, actress Morfydd Clark, who played Gladriel in Prime Video's Rings of Power, completely changed her tune when it comes to responding to criticism of the show, her character, and her castmates in a recent interview. During the lead up to the release of The Rings of Power, Clark took it upon herself to insinuate that critics of the show and its radical changes to Tolkien's lore was racist. In August, she posted to her Instagram stories writing, if anyone sending hate to my black castmates, get off my page, get off the internet, and shut up. I guess it was okay to send it to the white castmates and the Asian castmates, just not the black ones. She followed that up with a short video of her castmate, Charles Edwards, as Celebrimbor, making a hand motion that reveals the phrase, shut the fuck up. She then captioned it, writing, who made this? That's the hair salon motion, when he just tells you, come here, and then points into the distance and nothing happened, nothing showed up, and you're like, that's getting memed to hell. And by Jesus did it. Not only did Clark insinuate that critics of the numerous changes the show made to Tolkien's lore were racist, but she also demanded those critics silence. On top of this, she would also attempt to defend the radical changes to the show made by making the nonsensical argument that no one could have known what Tolkien wanted or liked, despite him explicitly writing it down in his novels and his letters. Oopsie doopsie. We couldn't have possibly known what he wanted, even though he'd written it all completely down right there where we can see. It's like one of those, you come home with the shopping, or someone comes home with the shopping, and you're like, you didn't get eggs. You didn't say get eggs. I wrote it down. No, you didn't. It's right there. Oh, my bad. She told Inverse, Tolkien was a really complex person who wrote a really complex world, and this idea that anyone could know exactly what he would have wanted or what he would have liked is, I feel, nonsense. Shame you didn't read his letters or his books. Oopsie doopsie. However, her tone has seemingly changed. In a new interview with Variety Fair, Clark was asked, now that the first season has aired and bombed, how are you taking in feedback on your character and the show? She replied, because I'm a fan of this type of genre, I've read books that I have read books that have then been turned into things, and I've been like, I don't think the house would have looked like that, so I really get it. Sure you do. Read books. Sure you have. She continued, What's so wonderful about these worlds and these characters is that they don't exist and yet they do so intensely in so many minds. So I think there's an idea that you can't please everyone. But also, I do respect the ownership of her, because she's talking about Gladriel now, of her, because I know if I was on the other side, I'd also be feeling like that. I feel very protective about that. I feel quite protective of making sure she's safe from harm. Shame you didn't feel that when you were filming the first season. Unfortunately, Clark has completely failed in that regard, given how the first season depicts the character. YouTuber The One Ring accurately points out how the character was twisted and warped from Tolkien's character. He explained they changed her into a character that doesn't resemble what Tolkien actually wrote. They made her a commander of armies that's fueled by anger, that's fueled by self-centeredness, self-righteousness, and bad manners. So Morfydd Clark is now trying to say, oh, I get it. I'm completely on the side of the fans. I'm so protective over this character. It's almost like after the show came out, bombed, they all ran after the fans, were deleting comments, deleting reviews, all that good stuff. Still got backlash, still failed. Were then shown, oh, by the way, here's what Tolkien actually wrote. This is what your characters actually should be. This is what the world should actually be. And these are the changes he would hate. But at last, now she's all, I'm a fan of these type of things. I hate when they change it too. I would always be like, that house wouldn't look like that. There's a difference, Morfydd, from going, I don't think the house would look like that if there was no description of what the house looked like in a book. If a book was written and said, the house before the whatever character, maybe, stood tall, red in colour, a turret on one side, a round window in the centre, blah 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 and blah blah blah. And then a film makes it where it's a bungalow, yellow, no chimney, no turrets, a big triangle window, and the doors around the side or something. That's when you go, the house doesn't look like that. But if it gives you the description, i.e. stood tall, red, turret, blah blah blah, yeah, you kind of look at it and go, wow, they got it exactly how it's described. And Gladriel and all these other characters and the world of Lord of the Rings was perfectly described and laid out by Tolkien. Yous went in and completely changed it, bastardized it, called it your own, and then called fans racist when they went, this does not look like Tolkien. And now yous are desperate to try and get people to come back, because we know you've lost over 60% of your audience from in terms of who finished watching the first season, and that's only in the States. God knows what the rest of the world was like. Yous are desperate for people to come back, but yous are all now, oh yeah, we get it, we totally get it, please come back. And yet when you drop your first trailer or images for the next season and people complain about it, you're going to go on the attack again. Oh, the racists are back. Whoa. Are you going to pay so-called super fans to go out again? Speaking of them, I wonder if that so-called super fan, Herger Gladriel, I wonder if she's even never got around to watching Rings of Power yet. Because if you remember, she was all hyped for it. She was the super fan. And then got asked, has she watched it yet? And she said no, because House of the Dragon came out first. So she's dedicated to watching that because it's really good. And Rings of Power had an uphill battle to beat it. That's what she said. Not the joke, that's what she said. That is what she actually said in her video. Okay. Rings of Power was on a Thursday night, Friday morning. House of the Dragon was on a Sunday. How could you not watch the two of them? Jesus. But anyway, there you go. After telling everyone to shut the fuck up, she's now, I completely get it. I stand with the fans. Not that you'd ever know, because her face does not change. It literally cannot change. She cannot emote. Great person to choose to act. Anyway, with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.